something that really pisses me off about this world and about how people interact with people that mind their business and don't bother nobody is that your family or even your coworkers at your job or whatever, they always seem to be on the side of the toxic people. Whenever there's a bully at work or a bully at school, or maybe there's bullies in your family, there's always the support system that supports the toxic person. Like whenever the person is extremely toxic and the person always engages in negative things, that person has somebody or a lot of people to defend that person. And if you just manage to defend yourself, then you get labeled the problem. You get labeled the person that has to go, that the person that nobody wants around. Even though you just stay in your room most of the day and try to avoid conflict, that doesn't matter. And it makes me mad because this goes on a lot in black families where there's a toxic individual. And let's say this, for example, somebody just got out of prison. Or let's say, like, for instance, you have an older brother that's coming out of prison, tomorrow. Let's say tomorrow, Saturday. You have an older brother coming from home from prison. And you see your family like pretty much get balloons. They have like a party or a celebration for this guy because he's finna come out of prison, so you see them all, buying him gifts. They're rushing from store to store. They're getting cake. They're getting cakes. They're getting, chicken. They're getting all these type of things. Like it's like they're having a legitimate party, like it's somebody's birthday party, all because somebody who's a miscreant and a deviant is coming out of prison. I'm not saying everybody goes to prison is that, but I'm saying particularly in this case, that's usually what it is. And this person coming out of prison is a bad person. They engage in all type of criminal activities, involve themselves with criminal elements, and they never change. And when they come out of prison, your family's all happy and excited. But a few months before that, when you graduated, nobody came to your graduation. Nobody even acknowledged you graduated, like nobody even cared. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like you did the right thing by going to school, listening to the rules and regulations of the law and all that. And life seems to not care. But if you do anything bad, like if you're like what your older, like let's say your older brother went to prison for a carjacking or armed robbery, or even deleting somebody or something like that. If you were to do that, you would never see outside of prison again, or something in prison would happen to you, or maybe you'll be deleted on the outside. And nobody will support you. And when it's your time to come out of prison or whatever, there's going to be nobody there for you. But I've noticed that when these people come out, when these toxic people, when they come out of prison or when they come out of a bad situation, there's girls right there. They have like a girlfriend, they get sexual alleviation. They get new shoes. They get an Xbox or a PlayStation. They get taken to the movies. They get taken to Hawaii for a trip. Like I'm like, wow. So they're celebrating this guy coming out of prison. He didn't get a degree. He didn't get a promotion at work or anything like that. He just came out of prison and is being rewarded for that. And that's one thing I noticed is that a lot of times in toxic families and toxic environments, there's always that person that enables it. You can have somebody in your family who's an alcoholic or somebody who engages in drugs or something like that. And that person can, they can crash a car, they can get caught doing all types of different other things, they can do horrible things towards you. And there's always that one person that's going to defend them, And then when you say, well, how come I can't just step to that person and just talk to him man to man, face to face, eye to eye? Then that other person who's enabling that toxic person's toxicity comes in and says, oh, no, you better not do that, blah, 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 because then you're going to be in jail. And it's like, so you're enabling the toxic person to keep on being evil and wicked. Yet when the person tries to stop that, that person is a bad guy. That's how it is, man. Like being a black sheep in this world, you're not just a black sheep to your job and your school and the other types of social things and elements. You're a black sheep to your own family. And when you're a person that doesn't bother anybody, you just stay in your room most of the time, play video games and try to cope. But when you have a toxic brother who's always picking on you, always getting in trouble at school, this, that, and the third, a lot of times there's somebody to defend that toxic person because maybe they look better than you. As crazy as that sounds, families do have favorites, and a lot of favorites comes from personal, appearance. So if you're like the uglier child or whatever, and you're the less successful child, a lot of the times, your parents may favor your older brother or sister. And especially you have like a toxic sister or whatever, like you see your sister, she'll crash a car, she'll like you know, get caught, with different freaking boys in the house or whatever, but she never really gets in trouble like that. And let's say one time you have some friends come over to play Xbox one night, your parents freak out like it's the worst thing in the world or whatever, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, we live in a world that rewards toxic people. It rewards toxicity. It rewards people that are evil and wicked. And then, like, you have to follow certain rules and regulations, and people try to sabotage you. People try to, like, 'cause, I've been in very toxic situations where, people will spit in my food. I'm serious, yeah. People would spit in my food and then try to give it to me. Oh, here's a chili dog I got for you. It's like, I don't like, you don't even like me. Why are you trying to give me a chili dog and you don't like me? And you don't know that I know you spit in it, because I seen you preparing food for me before, and I seen you spitting it, but I didn't say anything because I wanted to see if you really going, if it was like a prank, or you really gonna let me do it. And it wasn't no prank. It's how they feel, spitting in somebody's food, right? And I've had people try to put like Raid roach spray. I had them try to put that in my food. I've been through some shit. That's why I don't like all this stupid crap and all this doxing and internet stuff. Like, bro, I go through real stuff in real life. I ain't got time to try to beef with some random people online who I don't know. I got real shit to worry about. You understand? I got to deal with real evil people around me. I got to deal with real evil people in this world. I got to figure out how to get my life on stable, quickly, immensely, and I always see toxic people. They always get protected. But the person like me who doesn't cause no harm, there's nobody protecting me. I don't bother nobody. I don't go out my way to troll people. I don't dox people. I don't care enough to do that to somebody. I just don't care enough. And I have a post right now on Schizo Dumps where he pretty much made a video talking about how that troll energy, all these people trolling and doing all that crap, these people are like demiurge workers. Like, they're evil. It's like a wicked, very archonic energy. It's a soul draining energy for somebody to try to attack you, for somebody to come at you when you have done nothing to this person. When you have told this person, I don't want no problems with you, leave me alone, bro. I'm just trying to live my life, man. Leave me alone. And they still attack you. It's like, this is like, that's now you're going into the spiritual world. Now there's invisible entities. There's invisible entities that are coming at you and trying you, and it's brutal. It's brutal to be a good person in a way, right? And you always are surrounded by bad people, and they're always conspiring against you. They're always talking against you. They're always figuring out ways to attack you, ways to harm you, ways to break your confidence, ways to break your mind. It's brutal, isn't it? When you're just trying to mind your business, you're just trying to just live life and do your thing, man. And you really don't have time to be playing games at random, especially these are grown men. These are not like schoolgirls, even though they act like it. These are not like 10-year-olds. These are men that are grown, over the age of 25, over the age of 21, in their 30s, in their 40s. And they're acting like freaking children. And they never get in trouble. They never get caught. I've seen people that have done some of the most fucked up thing towards me, get away with it, and nothing happens to them. I watch some people do the most heinous things and say the most messed up things about me, and nothing ever happens to them, and nothing good ever comes to me. So it's not like there's some God that's watching saying, damn, those people done doxed you, people did this, you got to deal with this, you got to deal with that, you got to deal with this, you got to deal with that. Those people should get punished for what they've done, and then you should get blessed, like to be wealthy and successful like David Dobrik. That doesn't happen, which means there's no freaking justice in this world, which means the God of that Bible is an evil bastard. He's the one that wanted this to happen. He wants me to suffer. He wants us to suffer. This is why good people always suffer in this world. Always. And bad people thrive. I mean, just look at what's going on now with Iran. Right? They're like these people that can cause wars are extremely wealthy people. They have money, they have success, they have all the things we could possibly dream of. Yet they're using their talents, they're using their skills, they're using their wealth and power to inflict harm and devastation upon others. Meanwhile, people like us, we mind our business, man. I don't mess with nobody, man. I just make my little videos online. That's all I do, bro. I make my little video, I express myself, and I go back to trying to cope and trying not to, jump off a bridge, right? But then you have just sinister elements that attach themselves to you. And it's and this is how you know it's real, because it's a pattern. It's been happening since you were 5 years old, since you was 10 years old, since you was 15 years old, since you was 20 years old, since you was 25, since you was 30 years old, since you was 35, 40. It's been happening your entire life. The same type of situations where you find yourself in a situation where you're powerless. You find yourself in a situation where there's somebody that always has power over you, yet they're toxic towards you, yet they don't like you, but they have power over you. And if you were to lay your hands on them once, that can jeopardize your future. I can't stand this world. I feel like if a man disrespects you, if another grown man disrespects you, you should be able to fight him. Simple as that. But in America, especially, they train everybody to be just such cucks in a way where it's like you can't really defend yourself. You have to let people like it's like whenever somebody does something bad to you and you really defend yourself, you're the one that gets in trouble. How is that fair? How do we live in a fair realm where the most toxic people, just are able to get away with? And what makes it bad, if you're in a family, sometimes that family will make rules, that benefit the toxic person. Like one thing I can't stand is somebody that enables a toxic person and they talk about you, saying that you have to leave the environment or you get kicked out or you got to do this, that, and the third, but they never address the toxic person, the person who started it all, the person who, drives around drunk, and crashes a car or something like that, or gets caught doing something, mischievous and devious with another female or something like that. That person is never punished. But the person that never bothered anybody, the person that minds his business, he's the one that gets kicked out and be left homeless. He's the one that gets destroyed and devastated. He's the one that gets no financial support, no emotional support. He's the one just told out there, well, you're a grown man now. You just gotta figure it out. You gotta find your own job. You gotta do this, that, and the third. He's the one that catches the hell. But the person that is an evil bastard, he's the one that gets to escape. He's the one that gets to have a home, have everything, But it's funny how those people show their true colors. There's a reason why certain people don't have certain people that like them, right? There's a reason why if somebody's toxic and let's say they have other friends or other family members that also don't, associate themselves with them, then you start to see how that person acts and like, well, that's why. Look how this person acts. This person is showing his true colors all the time, yet the enabler is allowing this person to keep on enabling. It's allowing this person to keep on being toxic. And one thing about toxic people is they never face consequences for their actions. They never do. They'll do something messed up and they know what they're doing is wrong because they know what they're doing is wrong. But they get away with it, then they get more confident and they get more bolder. And then it keeps on happening and happening and happening and happening and happening, until they run into somebody who's not you, who doesn't give a damn about the police, who doesn't give a damn about the law, who's going to put them in their place. And then that person just doesn't care. You notice this is that when you're around toxic people that have a toxic boss or something like that, it's always somebody like you who doesn't really bother nobody. You're not confrontational. You get put around people that are confrontational. Yet if somebody like a King Von or something, was in that same situation, long live Von, RP King Von, one of my favorite rappers, of course, but it's somebody like King Von who's like, a gangster and who's aggressive. And if he was in your situation, he wouldn't put up with it. And that person that was, picking on you or bullying you would probably get, harmed in a certain way. And they wouldn't, and they'll be less likely to try to bully that person. You see, bullies and all these toxic people, they pick on the weak, or who they perceive as weak. They pick on people that can't really defend themselves or don't want to defend themselves because they don't feel like being bothered. But they never, ever, ever, ever pick on people that are strong. They never pick on people that can fight back. Like, you're going to be in a world of toxicity in this evil realm, man. I'm telling you, this world is just not built for people like us. This world is not meant for us to survive and for us to thrive. This world is meant for us to be destroyed and devastated, man. And I'm tired of seeing toxic people get defended. And it's like, what makes it bad if it's family is that there will be certain rules that let's say you have to live with a toxic person or toxic people around you. There's like certain rules where it doesn't affect the toxic person, like the toxic person gets away with it, but it affects you. Such as, let's say if you if you order food the toxic person gets triggered because you ordered food. So now you got to order food late at nighttime. And if you order it in the daytime, you get in trouble or something like that. You're like, what the fuck? That's a stupid rule. But it's all because the person who's enabling the toxic person refuses to confront that person. They refuse. They talk a big game, but they don't do no action. That's why the toxic person keeps on being toxic, because there's no real consequences. If your dad was to whoop your brother's ass for being toxic towards you, that would stop it right there. But since your dad doesn't do that, he allows your brother to keep on being toxic towards you and keeps on teasing you and keeps on humiliating you. That makes the toxic person more confident. It gives them more, different types of strategies and ways to be evil and sadistic and twisted. This is the world. This world is so fucking unfair, and this is the world that I'm talking about that I don't really want to be a part of. I don't want to be a part of a world where good people are shitted on, good people are banished to the shadow realm, and the most evil, wicked, sadistic, twisted people, these are the people in the world where they get everything. I know you guys seen this in real life. I know you guys have seen this. I know you guys have seen people that were extremely evil, extremely toxic, get the best things in life. Meanwhile, the people like us who mind our business, we don't bother people. People just, they have that. I don't know what it is. They have it out for certain people. Like the demiurge doesn't like certain people. I'm somebody that's being targeted by the demiurge. Based on everything that I witnessed in my life and what I've been going through, I'm somebody that's being targeted, And one thing I started doing is I'm starting to take notes of everything that people have done to me. Every single bad thing I've recorded. Every bad thing people have done to me, I've been recording. And even the people that doxed me or whatever, I got so much information. There's no doubt that person who said they didn't do it was the one that did it. And the other people that were involved, they did it. And they did it maliciously. They did it on purpose. They did it out of jealousy. They did it out of anger. They did it. And then they hide and erase the discourse so there's no evidence. And I think that's enough to save them. You better hope I don't become rich and famous. You know what I mean? Because if I become rich and successful, you best believe I'm going to get my get back. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say on that. But toxic people are always rewarded in this world, man. And I'm sick of it. Look at the president of the United States, Look at the people on Epstein's Island. Look at the people, at your job. Look at the person who got the promotion, and that person didn't work hard for that. That person must have did something strange for a little bit of change in order to get that promotion, or that person did this, that, and the third. But they weren't working hard as you. Like earlier, like earlier today, I haven't played League of Legends in a long time, and I was playing on one of my alternate accounts or whatever, and I went 30-4. Mid lane Katarina. Now the people I was playing with, they're like bronze elo. They're extremely, but I've been playing Katarina for years. It's just muscle memory. That's my favorite champion. Mid lane Katarina. Like in my heyday, bro, I was playing I got the Platinum 3 by myself, but I was playing people in Diamond, people in Challenger. I have friends in Challenger. I play little games like that with them. We have custom games, so I'm pretty good at Katarina. So I went 30-4, and not one person even thanked me. In fact, I remember getting a triple kill, bot lane, because I went bot lane. I got their ADC, and I got their support, and I got their jungler all at low health because they have my ADC and my support under the tower. So I go bot lane, get a triple kill, and then the ADC gets mad at me and puts a question mark around me, like, why did I, and then says, oh, you took my kills or whatever, like you kill stole, it's like, what? That's not kill stealing. That's called teamwork. It's a video game. League of Legends is a team game, and I play Katarina. It's an assassin type champion, it's like, it's a team game. And it's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you'll do something so good and people just ignore it. But let me go 0-30 instead of 30-4. Let me go 1-17. Let me go 2-15 and watch the whole team start flaming me in chat. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Some of the best raps I ever rapped weren't even recorded, right? Like the rapping I do now is not even near as good as I was when I was 21, when I was younger than that. It was not, because I've been through so much. Like, I've lost hope, I've lost faith, I lost a lot of things that made me confident when I was younger in life due to being around toxic environments. And then when you don't have no support system in life, man, and you're a man trying to make it, a man trying to escape poverty, a man trying to just, do his own thing, life is going to find a way to put toxic people around you. Life is going to find a way to put the most extremely evil people around you, or have the most evil, sadistic people find you. What are the odds I wonder if I would have never called myself Black Pill Villain, if I would have called myself Ghost Man 6, I wonder I wonder would I would have blown up as fast as I did on my last channel and even on this channel. I guarantee I wouldn't. The fact that I was called Black Pill Villain was an inflammatory name, and it was an interesting name. It was a cool name, and a lot of people gravitated because of that. But a lot of people wouldn't even be listening to me if I didn't call myself Black Pill Villain, if I didn't go in Savvy Guy's comment section and comment, because that's how I grew my first channel. You know what I mean? To be honest, is I would go on Savvy Guy's channel and I would just comment, like when I was first getting started. At first I was just commenting just to comment, but then I noticed every time I comment, the people that I see in his comment section will all of a sudden start watching my videos. So I'm like, whoa, shit, that's cool. You know what I mean? So, so I would comment more and more. You know what I mean? And then my subscriber base just grew and blew up, and then it started growing just boom organically. But nobody knew who I was. Like if I would have never commented, nobody would have never clicked on my profile and knew who I was. You can keep on, because I've done this before. Like, this is not my first time doing YouTube, but I've been making YouTube videos for years and never blew up and never got no damn attention. And then now when I start talking about, black pill content or talking about my life, it blows up, and it blows up and gets you doxxed and gets your life fucked up, and get all this messed up. It's crazy. Do you see that? So the whole time I've been wanting some online attention, or just so I can sell my music or whatever, sell my music. Yes. Yes. I want a fan base. I want people to know that I can rap for real and support me in music, so I can do something with my life that's good. So I can get, revenge on the people that shitted on me. Do you know everybody in my family, all talked about me, saying I'm a loser and I'm lazy and I don't do nothing. I'm not, and I'm more talented than all of them, more talented, more wise, more smarter. I'm smart enough not to go to church every Sunday and be broke, and people still pass away when you pray. I'm smart enough to know that the God of this world is evil, twisted, and sadistic. My only problem is that I can't turn my creative endeavors into business endeavors, because like I was never a business minded person. I was more of a creative type of person, And in this world, bro, especially now, you got to be business minded. You got to figure out how to turn your talent into a business, because that's what everybody else did. That's what iShowSpeed does. iShowSpeed doesn't do what he does, just because he gets money from that. PewDiePie, like when he was on YouTube heavy back in the days, when he was big, he's still big, he's still PewDiePie, but he was doing that for money. Yeah, he loved playing video games, but it's for the money, right? It's for turning it into a business. That's the whole fucking thing. Don't let these normies and blue pillers gaslight you. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Tell them to shut up, because when you go to work, why do you go to work? You go to work so you can get money. And what do you do with that money? Pay bills. Maybe buy a few video games here and there, right? And people like me who don't bother nobody, we're the ones that never make it. But people like Thug 107 or Gangster 96 or whatever thug, deviant, or miscreant, they're able to rap and become successful and become famous. Meanwhile, somebody like you who be rapping about some real shit, because I was talking to somebody through email. They're telling me that you're right, because my last video I was talking about how like I'm gonna start rapping about some real shit. You know what I mean? Like that we actually go through. And he was like, yeah, that's what's missing in hip hop today. Because everybody who raps now, everybody who does hip hop right now, everybody who raps, they already made it. Like, they got girls, they got weed, they got cars, they have a good life. And the people, and that's why hip hop has become stagnant, because no one's rapping about nothing. They're not rapping about real stuff. So they're not rapping about how it feels like to be, a lonely man, and it's 2:30 in the morning, and you're sitting there, thinking about your crush who haven't even thought about you once, thinking about how you're going to pay the bills, thinking about where you're going to find a home. You're homeless, you don't got no place to go. You got doxxed on the internet, and these people are fucking with you. You don't know who these people are. You know what I mean? And they keep on doing it. And like rapping about shit like that, rapping about real things people go through, rapping about poverty, rapping about how it feels like to see your younger brother succeed more than you, rapping about how your family looks at you like you're a loser and a failure. Rap about that. Rap about some real shit. Rap about being broke. Stop rapping about being rich. I know I'm not rich. I'm gonna rap about being broke. I'm gonna rap about having no hope. I'm gonna rap about being broke and trying to and liking a girl, knowing that I'll never have her because how I look like. Rap about how it feels like to be in your in your 30s and being trapped with nothing. Rap about how people just don't like you just because. How people don't like you, but they watch your videos. They don't like you. They trolled you. They doxed you. They hate you, supposedly, but they watch every video you do. These are some backwards ass fans, right? These people go and they find your old, like they'll go and they'll find these people are in their 40s. And this person will sit there and make a song about you. They'll make cartoons about you. I was like, what the fuck is this person doing? You know? I want to find this person in real life and see where they're at. And see what time it is. Right? And then they'll try to turn that against you. So they'll start and do little things like that. And then you try to defend yourself. You're the bad guy. That's what I'm talking about, bro. We live in such a toxic world. Right? We live in a world where you're not even allowed to defend yourself. You're not even allowed to just, you're not even allowed to just be left alone. There's always people. There's always people trying to cause trouble with you. There's always people always trying to mess with you. And on that post that I left, showing Schizo Dump's video, where he talks about how these trolls and all of that, that's all archonic energy. That's all evil energy that's designed to try to get a reaction out of you. The trolls feed off getting negative reactions out of you, just like the demiurge. The demiurge feeds off of getting negative reactions out of you. That's why he'll put you at a job you don't want. You don't want to be at that job. You don't want to be at that school. You don't want to go there. You want to fucking play video games. You know what I mean? And the world makes it so bad because the world makes you feel bad because you want to play video games. Well, you're playing video games because the whole world is like a damn video game. It's rigged. There's cheaters, there's hackers, there's all that in the real world. And when you see that, you just want to just say F it and opt out. But when you opt out, they call you the loser, they call you the failure, and they call you the person that doesn't deserve success. But I just don't like it when you have people that know people are toxic and they enable them. Like what happened to me. How many people, there's people that know exactly who doxed me, yet those people still have their channels up. They took down multiple channels. They went to Discord and talked about different channels, about how to report my channels and this, that, and this, and got some of my most, channels that I have, videos with my grandmother on. There's channels that I forgot about, all that. And then they all got them taken down by doing all that, right? By doing all that trolling. Yet people knew who did it, yet nobody ever rallied up in my defense. Everybody just kind of, Black Pill Villain's gone, well, and then everybody went to go watch the next person. It's like, damn, really? That's crazy. Like, you guys know exactly, like, people know exactly who did it, but yet those people are still doing it, and nobody's attacked them. Out of thousands of people that I had 3,000, I almost had 4,000 people on my last channel. I had 4,000 people damn near on my last channel, 500,000 all-time views. 500,000, views, just from little old me on a broken phone, and out of 3,000 people, nobody banded together to stand up and try to help me and try to fight against those people. Only a few people sent me money here and there to kind of help me out when I got homeless. Nobody cared enough to actually go dox these people or try to take their channels down or anything like that. No one cared, but those people were able to do that to me, and I just mind my business, And this will be my last time mentioning these type of people because it's just annoying at this point that, but the reason why is because it affected my life. These people went the extra mile, went on Facebook. I don't even have a Facebook. Use my real name, talk to my mom, sent my mom my YouTube channel, sent her husband, videos that were edited to make me sound like I was just talking about him all day, but they take it out of context, and then they pretended to be me saying that they're going to hurt him and do this, that, and the third. And they did all this just to try to get at me for no apparent reason. Right? All because I'm just somebody talking on the internet. Who does that to somebody that's a nobody and a nothing?